Here we go again, guys. This is my prediction for UFC 122. It's Marquardt versus Okami. Let's first start off with Shchinsky versus Relic. You guys are going to have to really excuse me with all these names. It's like a bunch of hard pronounced names in this UFC. So I'm going to probably chop up some names, but please forgive me on that. But anyway, Shchinsky versus Relic. This fight is going to be a stand-up war between these two guys, with Shchinsky having the better stand-up, I believe, and the stronger striking. I believe he's probably going to win this fight in the second round by TKO. And this is probably going to be Relic's probably his last fight if he loses. If he loses, it's going to be his last fight, with getting cut from the UFC because he lost his last 3 fights. So this will be his 4th fight if he loses this, and it's bye-bye UFC. Amir Sadala versus Peter Sebata. This fight here is another interesting fight because both of these guys are coming off of a loss. Sadala is pretty new to, as far as being a premier fighter. He won the winner of Turf 7, I believe. So I believe that Sadala is going to win this fight based on, on his overall improvement into skill and his hungriness. Not saying Sebata is not a tough fighter, because he is. He is a tough fighter. But I believe Sadala is going to come in there really and use his improved skills that he's been improving on over and over. Every time I've seen him fight, he's improved. Maybe even in his last fight, even though he lost, he still was improving. And that's the main thing when you're in MMA, is that you're improving after every fight. Sebata, not so much. I believe that his wrestling is not up to par. There's a lot of things that he's not a great wrestler. He's not a great finisher. But like I said, he just has that heart, that toughness about him. He's probably a good workhorse in the gym. He's just one of those type of guys that, he's a heart guy. He's a tough guy to beat. Just tough all the way around, but the skills aren't really there. He's going to get taken down. He's going to get taken advantage of. Because the technical part isn't really there for him. So Sadala, I have winning all 3 rounds, unanimous decision. Jorge Rivera versus Alicea Saqqara. This fight, both of these guys like to stand up. This is going to be probably fight of the night, knockout of the night. These guys like to bang, go balls to the wall. These guys are going to come out there and just strike. Now, with that being said, Saqqara has he's fought better strikers. He's a better striker himself, doing some boxing himself previously. So I believe that Saqqara is going to come in there, and he just has a better striking ability. Better power, I will also say, too. So, but I don't think Rivera is going to take it down to the ground. He's going to try to bang with them, and he's going to get knocked out. And I say he's going to lose probably in the second round TKO. Okay, next fight we have Shiver versus Andre Winner. This fight is decent. It's a fight between, Winner, who just basically he just came off of a loss. I think it was Nick Lentz that he just lost to. He got laid and preyed on, pretty much wrestled to death, and which happens. And he came off because he was just coming off of a 2-win streak. So he's looking for redemption from his last loss. So I think he's going to come in there, try to shake things up a little bit, and try to really get this win to get back on pace where he needs to be. Then you have, Dennis Siver, this guy has KO power in every limb of his body. He's a really dynamic lightweight. He really is. This guy has has great power. He really does. So, but what I see coming out of this is I see Shiver really come in there and using that power to his advantage and really just KOing Winner. Because even though Winner wants to get back on that pedestal, the power and his defense and whatnot will probably allow Shiver to get this win. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be a total destruction of Winner, because I do not think that at all. I think it's going to be a tough fight and a close one. But I think it's just going to be a mistake that Winner makes that allows Shiver to come in and slip in a punch or slip in a knee or a kick that will end the fight. And it's lights out for Winner. So then we have our main event, which is Nate the Great Marquardt versus Okami. Thunder. Okami. This fight, as you know, whoever wins this fight will get a shot at the title. Anderson, Silva, or Vitor Belfort. Whoever wins that fight. It's going to be quite interesting because these guys have two different, very, very different styles. Okami, his striking and stuff has gotten a lot better. He has good takedown defense. As we all know, Marquardt is the ground and pound wrestler. Pressure, uses power and whatnot. I just think that even though Okami has gotten through a lot of matches, you know, he just has a really unique hard time, as do all Japanese, Asian, whatever you want to say, if you're coming from overseas, no matter if you're European, Japanese, but if you're coming overseas and you're coming to the U.S., they all have a hard time with wrestlers. It's just what it is. We saw it with Okami when he went against Chael Sonnen. It's the same thing. I mean, these guys come over and they just have an extremely hard time with these wrestlers, and that's just the way it is. Then you have Nate. He's a great ground and pound. He finishes fights, and I just believe that Nate is just going to pressure him. I don't think Nate's going to knock him out or anything like that. I think he's just going to win by points. He's going to win by a decision. He's going to go in there and lay on top of Okami and wrestle him to death and do what he does best. Back to the basics, you know. And that's what it really comes down to, because I'm telling you guys, once these guys lose, they're doing all this other types of stuff, you know, they're wrestling, mixing it up and doing that. And then when they lose, they always go back to the basics. Always. It's GSP, you know, John Finch. I mean, all of these guys, you know, they used to mix it up, do all types of kicks and, you know, try to make exciting fights and whatnot. But a lot of these guys just go to what they do best. And it may be boring to the general public, but they say, you know what, I'm going to get this win. And that's what Nate Marquardt's going to do. He's going to go in there and just wrestle this guy to death by get points and win. You know, he doesn't, because it's very important. It's a title shot on the line on top of that. So that's what he's going to do. He's going to go out there and let's lay and pray. That's what he's going to do. So I have Nate Marquardt winning by decision. Okay, guys, so I didn't get any questions this week, so if you guys have any questions that you want to ask me on my next prediction video, I will go ahead and answer up to 3 questions. Also, I just want to say, man, I know you guys heard the news about the UFC and the WEC combining together, merging, making some exciting fights. I mean, especially in the lightweight division, Ben Henderson, Frankie Edgar, BJ, Florian. I mean, it's some beautiful fights that can be made. Plus, a lot of guys moving up and down in divisions now, because now they're still going to be in the UFC, but then they can be a lighter weight and be the champion of that division. You know, I mean, there's a lot of lightweights moving further down. Like, you know, Frankie Edgar, if he loses this, he could really go down to another weight class and dominate that division. He really could, because he walks around at that weight anyway. But I mean, it's just a lot of things, man. This next year coming up, starting in January, is going to be filled with so much MMA. And some great fights on top of that, man. Some great fights. You know, the lighter weight classes, boy, they really bring it. I mean, it's, you know, balls to the wall. We got cardio for days. You know, it's exciting. I can't wait for it to get implemented. And some of these guys are just going to, stardom is going to skyrocket, you know, from WEC moving into the UFC. So that's that. So, guys, if you like my review, please rate, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time for the review of UFC 122. Peace.